Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking to you about two different topics, both tying together. First is firearm safety. Second is general firearms etiquette. Firearm safety. There are three primary rules that should always be followed. First, always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. Safe direction could mean many different things, but just make sure that it is in fact a safe direction. Number two, always keep the firearm unloaded until you're ready to use it. Number three, always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Four, which kind of applies primarily toward hunters, but can also apply to other applications as well, is know your target and what's beyond it. Be able to positively identify what you're shooting at, what your intended target is, as well as what you may hit or the round may hit if you miss or if the round travels through your intended target. So when we're at an indoor shooting range, your intended target is your piece of paper hanging up at 10 yards, 15 yards, whatever, and your beyond is the steel plate at the back or the pile of rubber at the back that will eventually stop that round. General firearms etiquette. We've all been at the range or been in a shop and seen somebody walk in either with somebody else or by themselves who either from pure ignorance or pure carelessness does not demonstrate proper firearm etiquette and is quite frankly unsafe. They might walk in and say, oh, I want to see the brand new, $2,100 1911 you got there in the case. Maybe it's a race gun. Maybe it's a 2011. Oh, yeah, man, let me see this thing. Oh, this is great. The first thing they do is drop the slide and the finger goes to the trigger. Bad firearms etiquette. Not only are you breaking the rule by putting your finger on the trigger, but it could be pointed in an unsafe direction. You could be just whatever. You know that person doesn't know what they're doing. That drives me crazy, as I'm well sure it drives others crazy. So, finger off the trigger first and foremost. That's how you can tell who knows what they're doing and who doesn't. If you hand them a firearm and the first thing they do is the finger goes to the trigger, they don't know what they're doing. Very easy to tell. You can also tell in movies as well who has had firearms training before they became an actor in said movie. All right, general firearm etiquette. When you place a gun down, it should always be pointed in a safe direction, but you should also put it down in such a manner that anyone walking by can clearly see that the firearm is unloaded and safe. By placing a semi-automatic firearm like this, handgun, down with the slide lock back and the ejection port, or in this case this side, open, the open side up, you can clearly see just from walking by that this firearm is unloaded, there's nothing in the chamber, and there's no magazine in it. It's plain to see. If you place the gun down like that, now you can't really tell. I mean, yeah, the slide's locked back, and I can see there's no mag in it, but did that last round, did it come out? Did the extractor get over the rim and pull that out? Man, I don't know. Some people don't care. Personally, I think every semi-automatic handgun should be laid down like this. I think it's general firearm etiquette. All right, second. When you are handing a firearm to somebody, if it's a long gun, it's slightly different because you can use two hands. You can, pick up the gun, make sure it's unloaded, and hand it to them while keeping it pointed in a safe direction, and they can accept it in the same manner. When you're handing somebody a handgun, you can't exactly pick it up and point it out and say, here you go, or here you go. What you want to do is you want to hand it to them gripped first. Unfortunately, that means potentially pointing it in an unsafe direction. Sometimes that just happens. You could do it like such, typically slide lock back, finger wrapped around the trigger guard. You can hand it to them this way so that it's still pointed off to the side, but you're handing it to them. Or you can hand it to them this way, which could mean it's pointed at the ground, it's safe direction. You can hand it to them like this so that it's pointed directly at the ground, but the grip is still toward them so that when they grab it, they can get a good purchase on it, they can keep their finger off the trigger, and they can accept the firearm. Personally, that's how I do it. Just like that. For all of my handguns, my semi-automatic handguns, That's exactly how I do it. Now, if you are receiving a firearm from somebody, whether it be a long gun or a handgun, it is your responsibility to make sure that the firearm is unloaded. Even if I hand you the gun just like in the condition that it's in right now, slide lock back, no magazine, no rounds, nothing. It is ultimately your responsibility to double check. It's better to be safe than sorry. It is a cliche, but it's true. Whenever you accept a firearm from anybody, always make sure that it's free and clear and that nobody can get hurt from it. So to recap, firearm safety, always keep it pointed in a safe direction. Second, always keep it unloaded until you're ready to use it. Third, finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Fourth, always know your target and what's beyond it. Firearm etiquette, anytime you place a firearm down, it should be clear to everybody walking by that it is unloaded and safe. Whenever you hand the firearm to somebody, a handgun anyway, it should be done so grip first in a safe manner, pointed in a safe direction. And lastly, anytime you receive a firearm from anybody, you should always make sure that it is free and clear, unloaded, can't hurt anybody. In any case, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And until next time, thank you very much for watching.